and welcome to Ukraine Today. My name is Sam Kearley and I am joined by Olya Bozak, the founder of the Ukrainian Freedom Fund. Olya, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And what are the main objectives of the Ukrainian Freedom Fund?
So our main priority is military support, but also we are involved in other urgent needs. We are helping wounded soldiers, we are helping families who've suffered in the war zone, in the Atoll zone. We are reacting to different issues which are not covered by other organizations.
Okay, so this is what sets you apart from many other organizations, that you're actually here, you're helping with the wounded soldiers, and also you're helping with the families of the
Exactly. We are, but also, you know, since not always everybody in the world is aware of what is really happening in Ukraine, political situation is, presented by our neighbor Russia differently from what we see over here. That is why part of our activities is also related on informing the world on the situation. That is why we used to have a common project with Ukraine Today, Become an Ambassador of Ukraine. This was a campaign on informing the world on the situation in Ukraine.
And how do you work to inform other countries of what is happening in Ukraine?
So we have a very nice network of volunteers which are very, very dedicated and altruistic, I would say. And they are organizing campaigns themselves. Let's say EU-Ukraine Business Council used to hold a charitable event in Brussels, and they're going to hold one more event in Luxembourg in September. So our volunteers are organizing different events, and they are spreading, information on Ukraine, brochures, posts on Facebook. So there are different ways, organized ways of informing the world.
So you said when the Ukrainian Freedom Fund began, it was not just Ukrainian businesses, but it was also international businesses.
Exactly, and our audience is mainly foreigners. So majority of our donors, around 80-90 now percentages, are people of other countries, and we do have people from all countries of the world. The only place we didn't cover yet is Antarctic.
Antarctic. So whether it be North America, Europe, even Russia, there are donations coming from these countries.
Exactly. Even Russia, even China, even Bali. So the main donors in Europe are UK, then Sweden, Norway, Scandinavian countries are very, very active. Our neighbors are helping us, Czech Republic, Slovak Republic, Poland, Belarus. We have donations from Africa, China, I've already mentioned. So all the world is focusing on what is happening in Ukraine, and we are very grateful to our donors.
So you've talked about the countries the donations are coming from, but who would you say are the typical donors?
Recently I met one of my friends in Odessa, and he asked me, so Olya, how is everything going with the fund? What are your priorities for the time being? I used to donate to the fund from the very start, from your first Facebook post. And I'm like, what? You're donating and you didn't tell me about that? So this is our typical donor. I mean, he even didn't want me to post his photos on our Facebook page, you know what I mean? So those people who are doing this very, very altruistically, they do not need thank you for this. They just see a need and they try to help as much as possible. So I'm very, very proud of a network of people who are helping Ukraine.
So at this point, the fund has been running for more than 12 months,
Exactly.
15 or 16 months. How much money have you raised in this time?
Around $500,000.
Around $500,000.
Yeah.
And you say this is being spent in 3 places. It's being spent helping the military, helping wounded soldiers, and also helping the families of the wounded soldiers.
Exactly. And here we also try to prioritize. We have found out that the majority of wounded soldiers are in Dnipropetrovsk region. And Dnipropetrovsk military hospital is our priority, starting from the May this year. Kyiv is more or less equipped. Everybody over here is helping, wounded soldiers in Kyiv, but now we're trying to focus more on regions. And if we are talking about wounded soldiers, we have chosen Chernivtsi region, which is one of the poorest regions of Ukraine. So we're trying to support families of this region right now.
And how do you prioritize when donating money to the Ukrainian army?
So we do receive different requests from different people, and what I can tell you is that protecting equipment is always #1 request. We have demobilization, people are changing, and they always need this protecting equipment if you're talking very, very generally. But we do receive specific requests from relatives, from militaries, so from people who are staying in the war zone. So we are trying to answer to all of them.
Okay, and what is next for the Ukrainian Freedom Fund?
Today we are taking care about defense and security, so this is kind of political freedom. If we finally resolve the problem, #1 issue will be economic freedom, economic development. So probably later on, after the war, we will focus on the economic development issues.
And which part, would that be economic development specifically in the east of Ukraine?
East priority will be always east. For a while will be east for us.
And what areas of the infrastructure would you look to help?
Infrastructure which is promising in those regions, which is already destructed right now, manufacturing, ports, oil and gas sector. So that would be probably one of the issues we would have to take care about.
Just one final question. What response have you had from the people you have helped with the Ukrainian Freedom Fund?
You mean those people who are staying, who receive? Oh yeah, surely they are usually very, very happy. They're grateful, and sometimes I do receive phone calls from soldiers. Sometimes they spend like half an hour just explaining what they are doing, how do they use the stuff we have provided them with, why they need the support. And what I feel, they also need this moral support. That's also part of the story. People need to feel encouraged. People need to feel that there is somebody else in Kyiv, who is really taking care and thinking all the time. So that's crucial.
And do these people you help, they understand it's not just people in Kyiv that are helping them, but people all around the world? Yeah, sure. Usually people we are trying, to support our network. We are staying in touch. We are sending letters, report, photos. So there is a huge communications, by the way. People are asking different questions. People want to know, how they did influence the situation. What are changes, So this is a constant process of staying in constant, relationship with our donors, with our volunteers. Well, Olya, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you for the invitation, Sam. Thank you.
You have been watching Ukraine Today, where we have been joined by Olya Bozak, the founder of the Ukrainian Freedom Fund, who have worked with the international community to raise more than $500,000 to support soldiers in Ukraine. Thank you for watching.